basically 200 years ago in northern Japan, farmers were very poor. They had all these mud ponds up on the top of these hills, and they would let them fill with water in the wintertime because it snows in northern Japan. And then they would drain this water off all year long into the rice fields to flood the rice so they could grow the rice. They found that if they would they got some of these Koi carp out of the stream, in these big carp, and they would spawn them, and then they'd put all these little babies up in these mud ponds. What would happen is they grow up there and live off the algae or whatever, and then what happens is in wintertime, when all the ponds were drained down for the rice fields, they'd go in, they'd harvest out thousands of these little fry that were like 7 inches long, and they'd cut them, clean them up, and they'd have protein for the wintertime, and they'd dry them. So they had this built-in little ecosystem going with supplying food for themselves. And again, Japan 200 years ago, a very poor country. But what they found was that there's hundreds of these ponds around, there's millions of koi, these koi that they're growing, and that they noticed every once in a while they'd have a mutation, and one would have some red on them or some yellow or something. So they started selecting the kids, there's no video games back then, so for fun they would select them out and they had their little pets. But they noticed after a while, as these would mutate, they would reproduce, a higher percentage of those had so just by accident they were selecting out what mutation had color they would select out, and they kept breeding these, where after 100 years, all of a sudden they had a whole breed of these colored fish. But what's interesting, when you spawn fish today, just about probably 70% of the fish will have very dark color, not much color at all, because they're trying to go back to the Koi carp. It's only by this selective breeding that they're getting the colored ones, and that's why when you breed them, the Japanese usually keep 6 to 7%. So they'll breed 40,000 fry, only 6 to 7% do they keep. The rest they just turn back in and grind them up for fish food. So that's what happened. Well, then it's grown to what it is today, this multi-billion-dollar industry. But Ogata, where we got, I'm taking a tour of our pond. Ogata is where we bought our fish from this year. This is one of his mud ponds. This thing it's a 7-acre lake. It's 65 foot deep at that end. He picks 2,800 7-inch koi and puts them in there as soon as he can get them in the spring, and he leaves them until October. In October he pulls them out. They're 18 to 21 inches long. It's amazing the growth he gets out of this pond. He's got these big containers up here that shoot out food 5 times a day.
This isn't near a nuclear plant or something.
Yeah, no, it's. But I'd heard about it, and he took us out to dinner that night, and we were going to go back next day. He says, "You want to see it? I'll pick you up tomorrow morning." So he took us out here, and this is like 8 o'clock in the morning. Gets up here, throws a little food in there, and all of a sudden, because it's green water, but all of a sudden it's like this tornado going around, and these guys are coming up, and they're as big as your leg, and they're falling over each other. And I said, and these things 8 months ago were 7 inches long. But he's got 20 ponds, but there's a couple of the ponds, he gets his best fish in that last one.
Being 65 feet deep, does he drain it? How does he get them out?
That's how they get them out.
Okay.
They drain the ponds all the way down. They drain it down, and then come out there and they net the fish up, and they bring a tractor down there, and they load them into these big tubs, and they drive them up the hill, and then they load those on the trucks and take them back to the facility. But so then he takes it from there, and they bring them into these facilities. There's an outside tanks, and here's the inside tanks. And this is where we go in there, and like when we go to buy them, they'll put 3 tanks like this. And he does it different than a lot of the other breeders do. With his is, you'll come in here and you say, okay, all the fish in this tank might be 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 or so, and there'll be maybe 200 fish, and they'll come in there and you set your tanks up here, and then there's 3 of us with a net. At our net, and he'll seine this. He'll take a net and he'll pull them all up there, and he brings them up and he gets it all set, and he says, okay, there. And so there's just this mass of fish, and you just pick out the ones which you want, and you put in your bucket. And and some of them are some of them are awesome, and so, but what's fun is your 3 you pick at the same time, and you see a fish you really want, and and all of a sudden he goes down in the pile, and all of a sudden he comes up over there, and Tom goes, oh, I'll take that. And so we're sitting there, and I'm with Tom and Ken, who are very good friends of mine, but we're sitting there, he says, okay, yeah, this is nice, and we don't talk about it. You don't say, I want that fish, or you just go, you act like, no, it's nothing, it's cool. And my son's sitting there saying, the son keep that one guy. So we bring it up, and we're going, yeah, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, You go, okay, oh, okay, I'll take that. And Tom would go, oh, you dog. You know? And all of a sudden I go, oh, and all of a sudden, okay. And you're picking them up, you know. It's such a rush. I mean, we're sitting there and all of a sudden we're going down this thing and I get down toward the end and I go, okay, how are we doing? Jeff says, yeah, over $10,000. I was gonna spend like $8,500 and I go, whew. I said, okay guys, I'm turning in my net. And they go, really? And Tom says, so you can't keep up with the big boys? And I said, no, I'm turning my net in. Thank you. And they were laughing. And so then we go to the next pond, and these are like $500 each or so. And you start slowing down at $500 each. But I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I look down, and this one Ginrin Sankey comes up, and he swims to the surface, and I went, oh. I go, Jeff, get my net. He goes, Dad, you said, I get my net. I said, get my net. And he hands it to me, and I turn right around, and I come back, and here he comes right up. I squeeze up, like, floop, I grab it, and I go, oh, thank you. I put it in the tub. And even Tom and Ken looked over, and he goes, where did you find him? And I went, yes. So I was a little over budget, but that was a cool fish. That was really neat. But it's a lot of fun. But that's kind of the history behind how they do it over there, what goes on.